everyone. This is VC Girl.
Girl.
My name is Matova Nelson,
My name's Akane.
My name's Hanfil.
and welcome to our channel. Today, we're going to be talking about gratitude.
Woo!
So I think with the new year, it's important to express gratitude, things that we were grateful for in the past year, even though 2020 was very hard for everyone. Literally every single human being on the planet was impacted, whether it was losing lost ones or having to reconfigure our lives, like how we live our lives. We're staying home now instead of going out and working or meeting with friends and interacting freely as we used to. So a lot of things have changed within 2020, and now it's 2021, and so we should think about and we want to reflect on some of the things that we're grateful for. And so I guess the first question that I want to ask everyone, what is gratitude? What does gratitude mean to you?
Well, I think gratitude means, you like something thankful. In one word, gratitude is like thankful to me.
I think gratitude also means something you really appreciate as well as being thankful. It can even be something small. You can definitely start from something small that you're grateful to.
Yeah, and I just wanted to look up the definition, but you guys both pretty much said it. And when you look it up, the dictionary, the quality of being thankful, readiness to show appreciation for, and to return kindness. Now that is the part, to return kindness. So we got the being thankful and showing appreciation for returning kindness. And so for me, when I think about being grateful, when I think about expressing gratitude, I always start with our Heavenly Parent. I always start with God first, being grateful for God. Because even though, the world isn't the ideal that God had originally planned and originally wanted, he's never given up on us. As a humanity, he's never given up. He's never turned away or looked down upon. He continues to love us unconditionally, continues to support us, guide us, lead us, especially when we don't ask for it. God continues just unconditionally pouring on love to us. So I always start with Heavenly Parent, with God, being grateful to God. How about you guys? Where do you start when you're expressing gratitude or trying to be grateful for something?
When I express gratitude, I of course, when I wake up, I would always thank the people around me. So it'll be my family, of course. And I would always think, what am I actually grateful for? And then your day starts. Your mom is cooking you some delicious foods. Then you have your sisters that keep you company. And then your dad always making you laugh. So I would always start with family. And, if I'm away from my family, start with the friends around me.
I would also at first put God at the top of my list as well as my family. Then I go to my physical body and also my own spiritual health and growth, how that's doing for myself as well, for my family and the people close around me, being grateful that everybody's relatively healthy and they're staying safe, especially during now.
Yeah, definitely. Health is super important, and especially now. And every day I think, oh my goodness, thank you, God, that I'm still healthy. I haven't contacted coronavirus. even though I go to work every day, and it's very possible for me to get corona because people who I've worked with or that were in that same space have gotten coronavirus. So I'm always grateful to God that I haven't gotten it, that I stay away from it. And that my family too, nobody has gotten it in my family, which is also amazing because we're all working pretty much. Like my mom and my dad still goes out to work. My mom, in the beginning of the year, they, told everybody to stay home, but now like every week she has to go back to work, like in person. And she works with veterans. So it's very easy for her to, come into contact with how many people she has to meet. But she still hasn't gotten it, which is amazing. And then me and my brother, we also go out to work every day. We're interacting with people. So, and of course, we're maintaining social distance and all those things, doing everything that we can to keep away from it. But yeah, definitely health is super important. And what do you think happens when you express gratitude?
When I express gratitude, like something in your chest, like something in my chest feels like really happy. It's not like as like a heart attack, but like something like warms up in your chest. Like you feel happy with them.
I think when you're expressing gratitude, like either if you're expressing gratitude to someone or for something, I think in return you end up receiving gratitude or like some appreciation and happiness yourself. So I think it's like a give and take.
Yeah, definitely. What I think happens when you express gratitude, all the negative thoughts that you may have thought of before that moment of expressing gratitude, all of a sudden like goes away. It diminishes. Um, any like bad feelings that you've had for that moment that you're expressing gratitude, it sort of disappears. And I noticed that every time I express gratitude, like sincerely express gratitude, and I give my reason for why I'm expressing gratitude for whatever it may be, I become more positive. Like I become more like I uplifted, and I sort of empowered myself in a weird way. It's very empowering to express gratitude. I feel like I'm ahead of the curve whenever I think about the things that I'm grateful for. And yeah, like Kane said, I just feel happy. um, and so we already talked about some of the things that we're grateful for. And that's family, friends, God. Is there anything else that you can be grateful for? Like, I know for me, I'm grateful that I was able to find a work. Like, I was able to find a job, even though the economy isn't doing so great. And it's not originally what I had planned, but I'm still grateful that I got a job, especially after having graduated, and many people in my college group were jobless or searching and struggling to find. So I'm grateful that I'm able to, find work. It kind of gives me purpose. It keeps me going, gives me momentum.
For me, I'm actually grateful I could still keep my job because I know during the time when a lot of people were losing their jobs, especially my classmates, a lot of them are also teachers as well, or their family members are teachers, or they're nurses or something, and a lot of them, their family members lost their jobs or they themselves. So I felt really bad because like they're struggling yet they're still going to school. So I was really grateful that our employer still kept all the teachers and tried as much to give us as much pay as we could for as long as we could because we had emergency funds. So I'm really grateful for, yeah, where I'm working, that I was able to still at least have some kind of income in the meantime.
Yeah, definitely the income. That's why I'm grateful that I have a job. And especially with student loans creeping around the corner. I mean, they extended it, thank goodness. But still, if I'm going to be able to pay my student loans, I need a job. So grateful for that. Yes, definitely. Okay.
It's just like related to, I guess, COVID to how, like, COVID kind of increased the mental illness, I would say, the mental, like, thinking, I would say. I'm just really grateful for having supportive people around me. I'm not getting any help from, like, any psychologist or anything, but like when it was really bad, I would have, right now it's my family members, so family members being able to, you know, kind of guide me to the right way instead of like thinking very negatively on like that specific day. So even though we mentioned family, but I'm really grateful for having just family members that are very supporting, or friends that are very supporting.
And I have a question. So what would you say to somebody who is struggling to, find that gratitude? Because I know some people with this pandemic are separated from their families. So like, I don't know, any insight or advice maybe from what you've experienced? What has helped you during this time period to stay grateful, to think positive? Any like tips or things like that?
I honestly have to work on this, but it's like opening new doors, or getting out of your comfort zone, pretty much. Like, go and talk to your friends that you never spoken with a lot, or going to events, even though it's virtual. Try to talk to people and get some new friendships, possibly.
Good. Yeah, that's really good. Because I have a friend who is separated from her parents right now. I mean, naturally, it would have been that way because she got a job working in a different state. But with this pandemic, she's having a hard time meeting people and things of that nature. So I do like your advice, getting more involved online, or talking to friends you haven't talked to in a long time, and not being so buried in work or just thinking and keeping to yourself, because that doesn't help keep you happy and positive, if you're just to yourself and not doing anything to engage with what's happening around you online, virtually. So yeah, that's great advice. Thank you. And what are some moments in your life that you've been grateful? Like any standout specific moments where you're like, wow, this is amazing. Like, thank you, good, thank you. I'm grateful for this. Like for me, it was recent, with Christmas, and understanding why Jesus came to this earth, what Jesus's mission was. I found I had more profound gratitude for him than like ever before. And I think it's amazing that even when he was being crucified on the cross, he said like something along the lines of, Father or God, why have you forsaken me? And the meaning and intention behind that wasn't because of weakness or he felt like he couldn't go the way of the cross, but really that it was because he was concerned about God, who is going to come and continue your will, fulfill your mission if I'm gone, if I get crucified. And when I heard that interpretation, that explanation, I was like, whoa, like his heart, he has such a filial heart towards God, you know, such a loyal and dutiful heart towards God as a son. Um, that even when he was going to the cross, he thought of God rather than himself. You know, he put away or he put aside the pain that he, you know, might have felt on the cross and the pain that he felt, you know, leading up to those moments, and instead reached out and talked to God. Like, who else is going to do this if I'm not here? You know, who else is going to, you know, take up your mission? And that's why, you know, in the Bible, it leads him to saying that, you know, the second advent, I'm going to come again as the second advent. So, because he genuinely cares about God and wants to fulfill God's mission and wants to make God happy. So that for me was like, oh wow, like I have so much more appreciation for Jesus than I ever did before. Not that I didn't appreciate him, but I just didn't understand his heart. And having and hearing that explanation, I was able to understand and hear his heart, you know, his heart for God. So that was just a recent one. There have been many other moments. Like I remember when I was applying to college and I got into my university, and my mom was a little bit upset. She wasn't happy, but I remember coming into my room and like praying to God, and then like a huge wave of like warmth filled me up. And from that moment, that's when I was like, oh wow, like this is God. Like I can feel God right now in this moment. And I thanked him and I appreciate him for that moment. So like every time that I'm going through hard times or I feel disconnected, I always go back to that one experience that I had with God, and I'm grateful that I had that experience and that I know what that experience was for me. So yeah, those are just my, you know, my recent gratitudes that I, you know, have just now found. But I mean, yours could be different. It could be something totally different from mine. So
For me, I graduated this I would say last year. This and as a graphic designer or any design majors, we would have portfolio where we would for all these 4 years we build up, you know, a new project. But on specifically for this portfolio class, we would pick for my school, we had to pick four projects and then pretty much build it out to make it look real. And on portfolio day, where we have professionals come in and talk to us about our projects. And I felt really grateful just having not only one, but I had 4 people. They were all student, professors, and possible client, and then I have a professional or professionals. And at that moment I was like before portfolio night, I felt like pretty much very negative in a way where I'm not gonna get that much, or at least like I'm just gonna get one and that's it. But that wasn't really it, you know, that wasn't the result. The result was I had more people than I thought, and as I was talking, they really felt the I guess the passion inside my project, and how like they didn't really, you know, comment all the, I wouldn't want to say negative, but like, you know, what I should fix. But like they just felt really like great that I have built out for this specific audience for the project. So I felt very like happy that I got some people to talk about my project. Not like I didn't think about like how many people at that like at that spot now. Like as I went on, I felt more grateful for the fact that they let me talk about my project and how much care I put into it within the 4 months of hell that all my classmates been through.
For me, this kind of just brings me back to 2 summers ago when I went on a fishing workshop in Alaska, and there I had a lot of time to definitely reflect and kind of more center myself. So I think one day when we're on the boat, we always have a lot of time while we're waiting for like our next catch, like, and we do set like prayer points and like little mini conditions. So for that moment, I was praying for each of my family members before I caught anything, and it was kind of crazy because every fish I caught, it kind of in my head it resembled each of my family members. Like each size was just like, I guess, the representation of my mom, my dad, my brother, and of my brothers. So I thought that was like so incredible because like it wasn't even that long until I caught each fish. So I was just like, wow, like God is reading my prayers so quickly right now, which I wasn't expecting because I don't really see it that way, that God has to like answer your prayers like immediately, and I don't think that always happens. So like, yeah, I feel like a lot of like miracles and just like short, like quick answers I wasn't expecting right away to happen. So I'm really grateful for those moments. I feel like it really strengthened my relationship with God.
Yeah, that's awesome. That actually reminds me of the time that I also went fishing once, and like I before that moment wasn't too keen on fishing. Like I was just like, why do we have to do this? Like I don't even like fishing. And so moments leading up to that, or days leading up to that day when we were gonna do that activity, I was like, you know what, God, like, you know I don't like fishing. Why do I have to do this? But if I, go, then please, like, let me catch a big fish or something. Like, let me connect, let me use this time to connect to you. And this was also on a workshop. This was 3-4 years ago. And so we go out fishing, and I didn't nobody had said that they wanted to go first. Like the people who were on the boat, God helping us, they asked, okay, who wants to go first? And like nobody wanted to go. And I was like, you know what, I'll go. So I went first, and I was just meditating, whilst I was waiting on the boat to catch a fish. And we were we were boating. I don't know. we were leaving the land essentially. So we didn't reach the fishing spot yet. So we were on our way there. And they had set me up, and they, put the hook in the water. And so I was just sitting there, and literally like a minute or two, like after I sat down in the fishing seat, I caught a huge fish. And after that, I was like, I'm tired, I'm seasick, I'm gonna go sleep. And then when I woke up, we were already on our way back. By the time that I woke up, and I looked around, and I noticed like no one else caught any fishes. So I was like, what happened? And then someone who stayed up the whole time, she said, yeah, like after you caught a fish, like none of us were able to catch any fish. And so I realized in that moment, like, oh, so God was listening to my prayer? Like, what? That's crazy. Although I didn't pray that nobody else catch a fish, I just prayed that I just prayed that I catch a fish. I should have prayed that everybody on my boat would have fun too. But, anyways, um, so that was very unique. That was very interesting, and it just reminded me when you talked about fishing. I just had to, think about that. And that's another thing that I'm grateful for. See, moments like that, experiences like that really helps me to feel gratitude, express gratitude, and it helps guide my faith, my life of faith, and helps me to know that God is real, God exists. And for our, I guess, final topic, this discussion, for for people who don't feel gratitude at all, like their situations are really terrible, or there's just nothing around them that they can be grateful for, or they feel that they can be grateful for. How can they start being grateful?
That's a really good question. Okay. I guess I'll talk to those who are always feeling negative and I guess in a depression. Jesus, I can't talk. Depression, like a really
Depressive?
depressive. There we go. Sorry, viewers, I don't know how to talk. Like I can really understand those in a depressive state. I said it. I guess I would just say like start small. Like just say like in your brain, even like just kind of like, even though you're on the verge of like not living the next day, and like when you wake up that next day, just kind of tell to yourself like, thanks for being alive. And just think about all your friends and even family, if you're away from them like currently, just tell them like, thanks, like thank you for like having me still be on this earth. And kind of like go do whatever you want to do that makes you happy, pretty much. Because if you do something that you don't like, you obviously feel like not doing anything. So I guess I would say just start small, do what you want to do if you're out of college, and if you're in still high school, do it on the weekends. And I guess I would just stop there. Just do whatever you want to do and start small.
I think also if you like journaling, or you're really good at jotting down notes, it's good to keep like a gratitude journal, to like even start like small, like it could be like, for example, like 10 points throughout like each of your days of what you're grateful for. Like as Akane said, it could be small things like, I'm grateful I'm able to like breathe, I can see, like those little things that we don't appreciate. I feel like that can help, because I think it can also help our mindset, because when we're stuck in a very negative mindset, it never helps for us to grow or think we can get out of a certain situation. But putting yourself in a more positive atmosphere, or doing something like you like as well, I think it can definitely help. Or even like going outside, maybe going outside in nature, giving that time to yourself. Maybe you need that time to yourself to just reflect and think more positively. I think it mostly gives you a positive vibe. That's what I get. So
Yeah, definitely going out in nature. Definitely a lot of positive vibes. You guys said it pretty much. Start from zero. The little things when you wake up. Be grateful you're able to see, you're able to breathe, you're able to talk. Be grateful that you can walk, if you can, and if not, then just grateful for what physical abilities you have or you're able to do. And And if you're surrounded by family, that's supportive and loving and caring, or or if it's just one person, expressing gratitude towards that person, internally and maybe even externally, and telling them that you're grateful, that also helps too. Yeah, so start little for the little things, and then work your way up. And yeah, I really like the gratitude journal. Actually, yesterday I bought online. I bought a gratitude journal, because in the past, my journals like that, or diaries, they haven't really been very positive. I look back and it's just a whole bunch of negative stuff, and so I made a resolution this year that I'm only going to, whenever I write in my journal, it's only going to be gratitude. It's only going to be things that I'm happy or grateful for. I'm not going to let that negative energy, sit. And I'm not going to keep, putting myself down in this way. So yeah, that's just one of my resolutions. One of the many, 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 many resolutions that I have. And speaking about resolutions, this is a little bit off our topic, but do you guys set up any resolutions last year? And if you did you fulfill any of them?
Honestly, I don't think I do.
I don't even remember from 2020 Jan, what I even said to myself. It's probably lose weight. I did, but it's been a yo-yo. But to all my viewers with the yo-yos, we struggling, right?
Yeah, mine too. I think mine was also lose weight, and I did, but again, yo-yo. So that, and now it's the same resolution, but now I know more of what I have to do to lose weight. But I didn't fulfill all of my resolutions. And I think when COVID-19 hit, that's when I just forgot about them all, like completely. I was like, you know what? I can't do nothing. But I did end up fulfilling most of my goals. And now I have a new set of goals, and we'll see how that works out. And I think with the vaccine out, things will eventually go back to normal. Of course, there are going to be some things that have changed, but for the most part, we'll be able to go back to normal and do things that we haven't been able to do the past year. So, any last thoughts or afterward?
I feel like I should set up some goals for this year, just so I have something to look forward to, or just to keep going for myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I didn't think of anything, so.
I think when so pretty much all of December was like my gratitude month. So I've been expressing gratitude every day, pretty much, and that helped me to actually set my goals for this year. So for those of you who are struggling to set goals, gratitude helps.
Comment down below what you're grateful for.
And like and subscribe to our channel.
Thank you for watching BC Girls, creating a better version of yourself. Bye!
Bye!